What is up, rockers of the Rock Nation? This is your fellow rocker, Rockerman X here. And now that TLC's over, as you saw by my TLC review last night, and if you guys want to check that out, go ahead. I figured that my break from doing Raw and SmackDown reviews should be over as well, because let me tell you my plan, what I plan on doing now that I officially kind of have something settled out. I pretty much plan on doing pay-per-views at a time. Like, do my Raw and SmackDown reviews for one whole month, plus the pay-per-view, and then that next month take a break from doing my Raw and SmackDown reviews, and just give you recaps of each week or my thoughts on what happens each week on Raw and SmackDown, and then a video together instead of doing a whole full review form, and then as well as. And then once that's over, then I'll go back to my Raw and SmackDown review. So I'm just going to go back and forth here. It's just a way to keep myself from burning out on stuff. So yeah, and plus on top of this is a channel. I don't know. You guys should know what I'm trying to do here. But yeah, I'm back with my Raw review and my SmackDown review. And tomorrow night, I will for sure hopefully do a SmackDown review since SmackDown is live for once, shockingly. And yeah, but also as well, I might also I don't know, never mind. But yeah, this is my Raw review for the week up until after Royal Rumble, of course, for 12, 15, 14. And I will say this: Chris Jericho is one of the best guest GMs ever. I don't care what people say. Some people like Daniel Bryan better, but I like Chris Jericho better. He made me laugh way too much. And especially since he didn't make two good matches. One of them obviously didn't happen for obvious reasons. But the main event he made, Cena versus Rollins in a steel cage match, was actually pretty good. I don't care what people say. It was actually the best. I will get to Rainbow's probably the best match of the night by far. And I know, as I say, Cena vs. Rollins isn't fresh, but if I give it a fair rating, then it is probably the better match of the night. When I do these reviews, you guys should know that I'm not trying to be biased at all. I try to go in without being biased. It just seems more fair to you guys if I go and try to go into these non-biased. I mean, yeah, I will give my opinions during these videos, but still. But like I said, there's Cena vs. Rollins, no cage, like I said, the best match. And of course, he made the Jericho versus Paul Heyman. The universe picks a stipulation. And I will say, I did vote on that match. And why the fuck do I have a flash drive in my hand? I was sitting here. But I did pick the street fight. And the street fight didn't win. But sadly, it didn't happen. But more or less than a minute, because I actually have it written down in my notes. Because I did take notes. And then on the highlight reel with Chris Jericho, we had Rusev and Lana as the guest, or as Jericho called him, the U.S. champ and the communist tramp. I gotta give him props for that one. But other than the whole banter back and forth, this actually did bring up a very good point in the highlight reel. Ryback versus Rusev for the possible United States Championship, and if I will say right now, my pick's already on my pick's already on Ryback, because for the love of God, Rusev needs to lose. I don't care what people say. He needs to fucking lose at least once, and for sure he needs to lose that championship. Well, I picked on Ryback for that. If that match happens, which by the looks of it, it's going to happen. So there you go. And I also had the Ascension probably getting called up from NXT, as we see about from the promo, but I'll get more on that later, because there is something else during a match that I kind of want to talk about that I think would be good for the Ascension to happen. But from the looks of it, they are getting called up from NXT, and if they do that, thank God, because as I said, WWE do need more tag teams. And here we have Adam Rose and the Bunny, and we all know with them, but the main thing I want to talk about is the Bunny, and I don't know if I keep picking up this flash drive, but from the looks of it, it looks like either the Bunny is different people or something, because I think one time somebody said that, or one of my friends I was hearing from, they said that his skin was white, and on here it looks black, or at least tonight the skin looked black to me, like a black person's skin, not trying to be racist, that's how easy I can explain it. But I still want to know who the fuck the bunny is underneath the goddamn bunny suit. And we all know what happens to Bunny, and I'll get more on that later. And I still think it's Darren Young, Mr. No Days Off, who had plenty of days off, but you know. But enough of that. That's just me. That's just, if you guys can talk about this too in the comments, and maybe I'll reply or Facebook me or Twitter me, whatever. But you know, and those are down in the description as well. But then here comes the whole Chris Jericho versus Paul Heyman match, which turned into Chris Jericho versus Brock Lesnar, which in turn turned into a match that didn't happen anyway. And for some reason, I knew with Paul Heyman with Paul Heyman being out, Brock wasn't too far behind. And I will say though, I knew that was going to happen, because basically everything and anything that revolves around Heyman revolves around Brock Lesnar as well. And hopefully from now on, since this is the official road to WrestleMania after TLC, until WrestleMania, the champion will be on Raw and or SmackDown. And especially after Royal Rumble, whether Cena or Brock wins. That's just a hope of mine. Because really, without the champion on the show seems dragged out and boring. And now the champion's on the show, I was actually near the end of it, and near the parts where champion showed up. I still say he has a piss poor run as champion, but yeah. And then right now, here we have Roman, and then later on too tonight, we had Roman Reigns making his return on Raw. And I will say, it is nice to see that Reigns isn't completely wearing something like his old Shield attire for once. But on my Roman Reigns subject, for that I didn't touch last night. Well, I said this plenty of times before, but this is what I didn't call it officially or anything, but right here, right now, speaking of Brock Lesnar being the champion, speaking of John Cena, speaking of Roman Reigns, right here and right now, I'm calling it that the rumors are probably going to happen. Roman Reigns is going to go into the Royal Rumble, win the Royal Rumble. Cena is going to lose his championship match. And yeah. And at WrestleMania, Reigns is going to win the title, and it's going to start the whole freaking Rollins and Reigns feud. And the start of it happened last night, basically. I'm calling that, because it would make logical sense if WWE wanted to put a good, I want to say a good thing, because Roman Reigns does have retribution. He does want retribution against Rollins. Rollins hasn't got his payback from Reigns yet. It's simple and makes sense, even though it would be expected. It'd still be something nice to see. But overall, enough talking about everything that happened. Let's go on with the matches. And the matches tonight, I will say, were just all but a couple for me, as always, were just The matches were okay, all but the main event, and one of the matches that wasn't the main event. But something I noticed too happened alright, there was like a tag team theme going on, at least within the first half of the show with the first few matches. But I will say this, there was the first match tonight, we have Luke Harper and Big Show versus Erick Rowan and Dolph Ziggler. Now, Harper and Show was in control basically the whole match, and of course, there's only really though during this match one good highlight. And I will say it was Harper and Ziggler going over the announce table, and that's just shades of TLC last night. So yeah, but overall, Luke Harper and Big Show did pick up the win. This match for a tag team match, I put it at a 2.5, but really I think I should give it a 2, so my final rating would be a 2, and I'm actually going to fix that right now in my notes. And yes, I do notes, but oh well. But yeah, I'm raising 2 in that match, because this is a match for a tag team match. It was alright, but it wasn't the best. And now we have the next match. The Bella Twins versus Alicia Fox and Natalya. Now this match in general wasn't nothing special. It was just another usual Divas match. I hate saying that, but it was. as soon as you think the Divas are getting a little bit, are stepping the Divas up a little bit, they go right back down. Being perfectly honest. But Alicia Fox and Natalya picked up the win. And what I find funny about this match, Tyson Kidd seemed more concerned with Nikki Bella than his own wife, who won the match, Natalya. So you don't know. But this match, I give it 1.5. It was nothing special. So, there you go. The next match tonight was another tag team match. The New Day versus Stardust Goldust. And the New Day, of course, instead of being Kofi, we had Big E and Xavier Woods competing while Kofi was on commentary. And actually, another thing too, Stardust brought another attire. And again, as I said in my TLC review, I like how Stardust changes up his attires. It gives it a little bit more feel, and it doesn't seem to like the same shit constantly. Especially with now it being like a red and silver and black, a red / silver / black attire. I was like, it actually looks good compared to what most attires some people have do. But overall, as last night on the kickoff show for TLC, this match was a good old-fashioned tag team match. Hallelujah. And I also will say that it was a good idea to have the New Day against a New Day in a rivalry with Stardust and Goldust, since Cody Rhodes and obviously Goldust, in case you guys don't know, Cody Rhodes is Stardust, and of course Goldust has been the veteran, he's been around much longer. It actually makes sense since, of course, like I said, Cody Rhodes it's like a semi-veteran, Goldust is a veteran, and it really makes sense. I mean, we're not going to put a new tag team against a newer tag team or a semi-newer tag team. I mean, yeah, but it just makes sense for me. And this match was good, as I said. There's a bunch of highlights that I can think of. And then, of course, we all know Stardust like pulling off Goldust moves and stuff like that. So, hey, this match, like I said, was a good old-fashioned tag team match. And I give this match a 3.5 out of 5 for tonight. And so there you guys go. And now the next match, we have Adam Rose versus Kane. Again, another reason why I say they're not using Kane right, and they're obviously not using Adam Rose right. Because Adam Rose, he was on a winning streak forever, and then all of a sudden, nope. Yep. I actually kind of want to head into Bo Dallas. I think I heard Bo Dallas was injured, so there you go. But Adam Rose needs to be used better, I think. Adam Rose has so much potential that they could use him for. Now they're just using him as a joke, and it kind of gets annoying. Kane being in a match against them, what are they boosting Kane up for? I think they've been doing Kane wrong too, as I mentioned before, but at least I can say in this one, the Bunny actually tried to help Rose, but in the end it caused him to get chokeslammed and tombstoned. And I heard actually on Raw, they said that Stone Cold actually put a tweet out and said, by God, that Bunny has a family or whatever. So it's actually kind of funny. But I will say, though, Adam Rose, I don't care what people say, needs to be used better, and Kane needs to be used better. And as I said on my TLC review, Kane probably needs to be brought back as Masked Kane. And I mean a good representation of Masked Kane, not the shit they've done with in the past. But overall, Kane picked up the win. In this match, nothing special. It's a 1. I hate saying that. And then the next match tonight, we have The Miz versus Jimmy Uso. And I will say this match was decent. It seemed more like a wrestling match. And I will say that a lot of these matches lately has seemed more like a wrestling match than what they have been in the past. So I'm actually glad about that. But this match was nothing special to me, since just a continuation of the Usos, for one, possibly getting another shot at the Tag Team Championships, and of course the feud between Jimmy and Miz. But in a way, I can still understand why they're possibly giving the Usos a shot, and that because there's not that many tag teams they have right now. But here comes the fun part when I'm talking about the Ascension being caught up. When and if the Ascension gets caught up, and by the looks of it, it's going to be sometime soon, hopefully. I hope Miz and Mizdow actually keep the Tag Team Championships until then. And why do I say this? Because I kind of want to see the Ascension against them and Ascension actually winning. And bring a whole new realm to the WWE Tag Team Championships. Just because a freshly new NXT Tag Team getting it would be fucking sweet. And yes, I know I keep doing that sometimes, but I kind of look at my notes. But anyway, plus it'd be better than seeing the typical tag teams getting it. Now I understand the Miz and Mizdow, of course, is somewhat of a fresh tag team. The Usos not a fresh tag team. The New Day pot would even getting a shot to be a fresh tag team. Stardust Goldust is a semi-fresh tag team. Oh, they've been tag team champions once. Excuse me for the hiccup, by the way. So yeah, the Ascension getting would actually bring a whole new realm to the title, especially a new up-and-coming tag team winning them. Simple as that. But overall, though, the Miz versus Jimmy Uso match, Jimmy Uso picked up the win. I gave it a 2. And if I didn't mention the Adam Rose versus Kane match, Adam Rose picked up the win, so yeah. And if I didn't mention Alicia Fox and Natalya also picked the win. I hate that we're going back through and saying that, but you know. And now here comes the main event of the night, which was by far the best match of the night. Even though, as I say before, I don't really like it. It's weird how I pick some of these matches to be the better matches of the night, but I don't like some of the people. I don't like the people in it, which I don't understand why I still rate these matches high. Maybe it's because they keep my attention a whole lot better than some of the other matches too. Because Cena isn't really one of my favorites, and the now times Rollins isn't one of my favorites either. But yeah, this match, Chris Jericho made it a steel cage match. And of course we have... Actually, before I talk about this, there's something I actually missed to talk about a minute ago. The whole Reigns thing. And right now I think, I don't know, it kind of makes you wonder though if there's going to be a Big Show Reigns feud. That's all I gotta say. If you guys think there will be, discuss about it with me if you guys want to, in the comments or whatever. But I think that'd be interesting to see too, since you know Big Show since Reigns did cost Big Show's chance to help Rollins. But anyway, speaking of Rollins, back to the main event match. We had John Cena versus Seth Rollins in a steel cage match, and I will say this though: Seth Rollins being a bit of a pussy in the first part of the match, especially from the get-go, trying to escape the cage right off the bat. But overall, this match was very exciting. As much as I don't like the two competitors, this match is very exciting, especially for it being a Raw match, and of course one right after TLC. Especially after John Cena and Rollins won the tables match the night before, and now it's in a steel cage match. But as I was going to say though, this match was very exciting. I mean, John Cena pulling Rollins back and over the top by his hair, I think it was. Then the AA or FU off the top rope. Let me think what else there actually was I can think of. Of course, J&J Security interfering. No surprise there. But seeing, I think it was Noble go flying off the steps was actually kind of funny. Just saying. Same thing with Mercury too, I think happened to him. As well, he went flying off side of the cage. But overall, like I said, this match is actually very exciting. I mean, there's plenty of close moments in the match, plenty of close pinfalls. Brutality was kind of there, I can say. Especially with them beating each other into the side of the cage and all that. And, of course, Seth Rollins hitting Cena over the head with the, or side to face head, whatever it was, with the Money in the Bank briefcase. And I'm sorry, if Rollins doesn't cash that in, or if they don't have Rollins cash it in, that is just a waste of a Money in the Bank contract. Being perfectly honest, that is a fucking waste. But I feel like, as I called it, the Reigns stuff, he'll probably do it after WrestleMania when Reigns will be the champion, because I'm calling that just because. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I will. But yeah. And in the midst of this match, again, I knew that somehow Brock and Paul Heyman would be coming out and somehow Brock would interfere. Somehow I knew. But in the midst of this match, after the interference by Brock, we have an alliance where Rollins shakes Heyman's hand. So now it's a Rollins, Heyman, and Brock alliance. And I'm kind of looking forward to see where this is actually going, too, with that alliance. But is it an alliance? Is it a one-time deal? Who knows? But overall, though, with that whole interference by Brock, of course, not doing anything to Rollins, kind of would have minded seeing Rollins get F5'd, since he did almost curb stomp Rollins, or since Rollins almost curb stomped Brock. But of course, we all knew the upcoming matches with Cena, so of course Cena would be the one getting German suplexed and F5. But overall, I will say that this main event match, Rollins picked up the win, and I will say this match was a 5-star match again. Which, last night I don't think I called it a 5-star match. I think it was, but still, this match was by far a 5-star match. I don't know why I say that, but it is. And people can disagree with me, but hey, I try to be as unbiased as possible. And that's really about all I got for you tonight, guys. As always, match ratings will be down in the description if you want to look at them. You guys can... I know I constantly say this, but if you're newcomers to my channel and like my content, subscribe. There will be other types of videos coming up in the future. You guys can like or comment any of my videos, including this one. And, yeah. Again, my Facebook and Twitter down in the description as well. You guys can follow me on Twitter and like my Facebook page. And, like I said, this is really about all I got for you. Tomorrow, like I said, will be SmackDown review since it's actually live for once. And maybe Wednesday there will be a Tribute to the Troops review. Maybe. And I say maybe roughly because I'm being perfectly honest. Now that the Tribute to the Troops is a separate thing, I don't watch it. I'm being perfectly honest. Or at least I haven't watched it in the past few years. But yeah. And maybe Sunday there will be a Jingle All the Way 2 review. As we all know, that was WB Studios movie. So yeah. But until next time, rockers, live free and rock.